pen. Okay. So if you did pop in before it discarded, I mean, not discarded, it cut off, I'm sorry. But what I was saying is two things. One, you're going to see me pulling at my hair quite a bit because it's not even right here. And I swore I wrapped it well. I rotate my wrap just so it stays balanced instead of having one side flatter than the other. It ain't work out that well this time. Second thing is these are homework activities from the masterclass that I purchased yesterday. And because I'm an overachiever, I was already jumping into it feeling the imposter syndrome because I feel like, being someone who's only produced for 2.5 years, listening to someone who's been producing for at least 20, it doesn't do anything good for the spirit. I felt like I was just in the wrong class. So nonetheless, the first session, there's an activity where you're supposed to make a beat with your mouth. You're supposed to make a whole track with your mouth and or use as little loops as possible. You're supposed to create them. All of that sounds all fine, well, and good in theory until you hear yourself and you like, this is garbage. I am not Korean FX. I am not any other beatboxer that matters. So it's been a little bit of an awakening, but I want to at least share that with you all. And then for the second one, they are building off of how a song is organized and whatnot. And I already had a song in mind that I wanted to share and started doing top lining on that. Now, top lining is when you find someone who can sing lyrics over a beat you've already created with the intention of it going to another artist. Like it doesn't stay yours. So that's my intention. I don't necessarily want to hear myself singing on tracks. I know that a lot of producers do that as well. I don't mind writing songs and things of that sort. But I'm nobody's singer. I am a karaoke singer. I can hold a respectable tone and note because I have been a top liner in some regards before. So that's about as far as that magic goes. Otherwise, like, it's not my jam. So, we are supposed to create as many aspects of the song as we possibly can with just our mouths. So snares, the bass line, any and everything that you want to make. I sat on my sofa and struggled tremendously. And I have something that if I can get the timing, the syncopation correct, maybe it'll be acceptable. But I want you to know I drastically hate it. But like I said, I was sharing my homework either way, being accountable either way. So the first loop is just me clapping. And I was saying, you fine, I'm just gonna edit this out anyway. And that's where you get the you nothing extravagant. Then I went I made a nasally, but I put a filter on it that constantly makes it evolve in its sound. So it's a very lazy run that I did. And by putting the filter on it, it constantly, with every evolution, changes its distortion. So it goes from being one to, and I like that. It gives some flavor to the pitiful sounds that I make. What is this loop? I think this don't know. It was just the first sound that came to mind. So nothing fantastic. I just sit here and I'm like, how the hell did Bjork do the magic that she did with the pleasure is all mine? That was a bop. And there were no other instruments except for vocals and the sounds that we produce with our vocal cords, intonations, inflections, all of that. I also took the and I just took the first and I slowed it down and made it deeper. I lowered the octave on it so that I could get some sense of feeling of bass. It's a stretch, but again, I at least have it as best as possible. And this was just torturous for me because my voice isn't that deep. I have moments of huskiness, but my voice is not this deep. So having to bring the octave that low to be able to make that sound was interesting. Then from there, it just got pitiful. The other sounds that I was just making was whatever I could kind of come up with. I've not even recorded this yet. I've not even turned in this homework assignment yet because I'm not pleased with it. I will more than likely never be a producer who does her production with just vocals. Never. I very often in my phone have a whole bunch of clips and whatnot of just little rhythms that I want to keep, which that helped with the second thing that I'm going to show. But for this, just a full flat song with just my own sounds, I don't even want to hear my voice that much. So what we have so far is the claps. We're also supposed to put a snap in there, but I got enough noises going on where it's not even necessary. And no matter what, I'ma hate it either way. Hello, alone lyric. I hate it, but it's the assignment. It's the assignment. So what I hate about it, aside from it just being my voice, hey Perry, what I hate about it, aside from it just being my voice, is the fact that it's not timed correctly. That's the part that's driving me crazy. What up, Jason? That's the part that's agitating me. The fact that the timing is off. Never mind the fact that I had a metronome the whole time in the homework assignment, making the noises. I'm watching it go like this, so I'm making the sounds. Never mind the fact that the metronome was there. But putting it all together is garbage. It's absolute garbage. Hey sis, love you times 10. Love you too, man. Miss you very much. So again, for those who are just popping in, because I was recording as if this is just a regular live, and I'm going to save it because I want record of my progression. I'm in a master class right now, which is really cool because there's a lovely website with a whole bunch of master classes called masterclass.com. This is not an advertisement for them. I am not a referral service. I don't get an affiliate fee. But I've been keeping up with the website for a long time, particularly years ago, because Deadmau5, EDM / regular production DJ, had a course on there, and I'm like, I just can't afford to take it. Well, late last month, they started teasing that Timbaland would have one. I didn't know that. I didn't see any of that. I logged on to Facebook, saw Timbaland had a course and it was open, bought the bad boy. So there are homework assignments in it. And the homework assignment for lesson 1 is to create an entire song with just your vocals, as very little to no pre-designed loops as possible. And then homework assignment 2 was to create a simple track layering off of your own vocals. So I'm going to share both, but right now I'm just sharing the stems that I created with my own vocals, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So he wants you to have a clap. He wants you to be able to have some sense of a bass line, give it some motion and whatnot. So I'll give you the stems individually and layer them in, and you will start to hear the song start to go in a very incorrect fashion. So this is just clapping. And I was on the phone with my sister and I was saying, you fine, I'm just going to cut out me talking to you. So that's where you get that There is a chorus filter on the so it sounds wider. That's a portion of me going I just took a portion of it, slowed it down, brought the octave down. That's a run that I put an echo wave filter on. That's going to mean that every time it makes a rotation, it's going to be a difference in the sound. I did the assignment, even if it's garbage. So now I'll probably be spending the next 48 to 72 hours trying to get everything timed appropriately because I want to use this simple kick. I just want a real simple kick. I don't feel like that's asking too much. If I can get those two to time right, I'll be happy. I'll be thrilled because this is driving me nuts. Everyone in any sense of artistry, you're never, there are no mistakes, only discoveries. I'm discovering that even though I have dance and rhythm, I don't have it on music. So it kills me. So that's assignment 1. Assignment 2, you're supposed to take a track and build off of it with vocals and whatnot. Keep it as clean and as simple as possible. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. Basically 4. And I just used another one and kind of did some different filters on it and whatnot. I am using the loop from Usher's Love in This Club. It's no hiding it. There's no denying it. It is distinctly that loop. So I'm using it, and I brought the BPM down to 110 and put a heavy 808 for the bass and came up with a really easy lyric and whatnot. So I'm going to give you that sample just to get it out the way so you can be like, oh my God, it is from that. As soon as it decides to play. So there's no denying. That is it. Just in case you hear it and you get an earworm, you're like, man, I heard it before. I'm telling you where it came from. Usher, Love in This Club. Okay? So I'm going to give you just the bass line and that loop so you can hear the vocals a little bit better in the song. All right, we're going to take this out. We're going to start right here. All right. Honestly, I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Real airy in this space. Maybe you can find a way to stay with me in this moment that we have. Be real with me. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Imagine being uninspired. I'm tired, not lying. I'm trying to not downsize my inner fire. I wanna ignite tonight with what I have inside of me. So, couple things. There's some punching going on. Now, we've talked about punching before on other live streams. A punch is when you have a top liner or the key vocalist come in, sing their part, then you rewind it. You only let them hear it in the headphones so that the timing is nice and clean. There's no disruption. So, the part that says, can't even remember my own lyrics. Lord, let me go over here. Hope it never goes away. Imagine being uninspired. I'm tired, not lying. I'm trying to not downsize my inner. That part, that not and downsize. I recorded one portion and left out the space that I know I'm going to need another breath for. I just couldn't pull it off. And then went with downsize my inner fire. So I punched those two together. And when you stack them, or layer, however you want to use the terminology. When you stack the two, you can make one seamless sound. Yes, it's a distinction with downsize my inner fire, but it still works very smoothly. Secondly, I'm using a chorus filter to make it sound like it's more going on, more than one person, to be able to give it a nice, real good, full vibe. so that it delivers more, because I'm singing in the lowest octave I can sing instead of singing higher. There is a portion where I do sing higher, but we'll get to that in a moment. I want to get back to just giving you the music. So let's go back to the drum patterns that I selected. I was ready for the hook to drop and turn up. Let's go, fist pumping like a champion. That's just a repeat. I went the easiest way. I took the thong song approach, where you take the same thing and just keep saying it over and over again. So I took a very easy approach with this. So I made, yes, fist pump. So I have a simple drum pattern. So I'm hitting the top hat or snare. Just trying to get something to sound decent enough. And then I took a loop of a drum that I already like. That's my 808. Y'all know how I am about my bass. If your car windows aren't rattling, I'm not satisfied. Like, you gonna give me what I came for. So this on its own, this is good enough. Then you add in the Love in the Club loop. Baby, all I live for is an 808 with thump. If it ain't nothing else that I learned out there in Los Angeles, is how to get that thump, okay? So, you see how it builds up. So let me give you the fullness of it, and then we're going to go back and talk a little bit about the filters that I chose and whatnot. And again, this is the homework assignment I'd be proud to turn in. I ain't proud of the one with just my vocals. So, let's go ahead and get into this. The intro is really unnecessary. Honestly, I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Space. Maybe you can find a way to stay with me in this moment that we have, you and me. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Imagine being on this fire, tired, not lying. I'm trying. Thank you, right there. I wanna ignite tonight with what I have inside of me. And I just pulled the vocals back. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Real nice and simple. In this space, maybe you can honestly. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. So there's little extra nuances in there, but you see, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's smooth. It's laid back. It doesn't have all of that extra that I'm known for doing, that I prefer to do. You all know I love to stack the hell out of a song. Little random noises that only you hear in headphones and whatnot. But I wanted this crisp and clean, because when I send it in for mastering, first off, they're going to be like, why was you singing? Secondly, I don't want anything to pull away from that 808. I don't want nothing to pull away from that. It's a real clean pulse. I've used this 808 before at that particular tempo. It's one of my favorite tempos, honestly. Let me see where I can find it. Like, I came slugging with Unforgettable. I think I released that in like January or February 2018. But the remix on it, how we were able to compress that 808 even more, like, you just need a moment. Just a second. That ain't it. That's another one. Hold up. That's another song. That ain't nothing new though. Where is it? It's not Unforgettable, it's Unequal. There we go. We punched the hell out of this. I live for a good 808. I live for something that's thumping you in the chest. My name is MsBlink. The drama though. And I rarely use strings this way. It was ill. He said, well, damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my jams, especially where my tag is placed. Like, oh, God, I love it. So I didn't want anything to take away from that. So when it comes back around to mastering, I will make sure to share that so that you can hear those differences. But the 808 sends this song because without it, it's extremely hollow, which I will prove. First off, let's turn off my vocals because we really don't need it. We really do not need it. Period. Like, I remember this song. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So taking out the 808, there's minimal motion in the song. It always sounds like it's preparing to drop, and that's not what you want in a song. You don't want to leave your listeners sitting on a ledge. They're waiting to fall into it and to be enveloped by the song, you know? So this is it. Without the 808, there's no motion. It sounds like a comprehensive loop in and of itself. Even if I take there's nothing there. There's nothing there without it. It needs that. Absolutely needs it. That helps you propel the song forward. It also gives you a placement of, okay, I'm feeling a vibe, but I didn't know what the vibe was. With that there, you know where it is. It's right in the middle. Make that hi-hat even louder. You know, the kick drum has more emphasis now just because of adding that 808. So, it's important. We talk very frequently about not taking away the soul of a song. You need a bass line, and an 808 presents that for you. It's not just the name of a machine. So if you got a song and it doesn't have a pulse, if it's hollow, it's uncomfortable. You can't really gel with it, you know? So those are the two homework things I wanted to share. And then of course I always share, you know, whatever the next upload is on Instagram or whatever the next upload was on YouTube. I've already uploaded it to YouTube. So I'm going to share with you, I made you something. When I made the song, when I made you something, I had a video vision in my mind, but I'm in no capacity to film a video out here. The video would have been of somebody making food and serving it to someone, poisoning them. And it would have had little cuts of, you know, the maniacal look when you're doing everything wrong and whatnot. And then I'm like, okay, well, how can I flip this where it has a little bit more of a political stance? So I made it about America. I made it the amount of crap we've had to ingest already in the first portion of the year. So it has that home down country vibe to it, real homey. And then all of a sudden it gets a little distorted with some of the scratching and things that I did on it and my voice and whatnot. So I'm going to play that for you. It's called Made You Something. If you want to see the trippy ass video for it, go on youtube.com/MsBlink Beats. And it is the newest video. All right, go off, honey. All right, here we go. So it's very down home.
Sit down. I've made you something.
There's not much into it. I'll talk about the loops and what I did after you hear it. So it's very uncomfortable. It goes from being real nice and you're like, oh, I like this little beat to down, 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 down. It's very odd. So let's get into the pieces of the song. I did not make this drum. I wish I could take credit for it, but I didn't. What I did was I gave the drum some extra meat. So the drum on its own, which I have used before. So this drum is not new. I've used this drum in other songs before. I like the cadence of the pattern. It's just really, really nice. What I did was added to it. I made my own pattern. When I tell y'all I was, and if you listen hard enough, you can hear where it's not the same. So I was struggling. This is not what I'm known for doing, making my own loops. But I was taking the Jay Dilla approach. He didn't give a hoot. If he got his mindset across with what he was producing, it didn't matter if you could hear the beat being softer or harder in other spots and whatnot. So when you put the two together, you get this beefy ass, just open drum. It's glorious. So I got these beefy ass drums, right? They Chef Boyardee thick, and I'm just all for it. And I wanted a simple guitar loop. That was easy. You can just find a guitar. So I just wanted a nice down-home country-esque acoustic plucking. You can see the nice picnic table and, you know, the family playing in the backyard and all that crap. Yeah, them drums are sick. They really are. So I did that. And then I added another drum, another guitar. So that one has a filter on it that makes it sound like an electric acoustic, because I wanted it to have a little bit of edge in the chorus, just so it could fit a little bit better with the discomfort of what I was displaying. Like, you got a pot steaming and the steam is pulling up all of the BS we've experienced already for the year, or somebody dropping poison into something and connecting the two. So it's, or when I put the photo of the child crying and then the border wall and, you know, just having that extra grit to it. That's what you expect from a rock song, but I didn't want to put a flat out rock guitar. So I selected an electric acoustic for that aspect. That guitar has a Proud Mary vibe to it, don't it though? Hey girl, hey TJ. So it's got a Proud Mary vibe to it. And that was, I wasn't pulling from Ike and Tina, but I was pulling from something that gave you that way back. Since they trying to make America great again, they're thinking of way back time, even though current issues is just as similar. So I was really in a pocket with this, and it didn't start off that way. I just had a concept in my brain that ended up spiraling into me expressing my frustration with what's going on back home. Also, you have my voice. There's nothing out of the ordinary. I say you can trust me at one part, real wispy and sexy like, just so it doesn't fit the sample right before it, which is my voice in reverse, and it sounds uncomfortable. So that's what I'm trying to constantly push in this song. Discomfort with what you think is down home, with what you think is the norm and whatnot. Also, I put a telephone filter on something. So it's just a hi-hat, but I put a telephone filter on it because it just helped to fill in the meat on my Chef Boyardee beat. So again, taking the pieces, let's just piece this together, eh? Adding the underbelly. a nice nuance. So it's nice. I did not start off with this. I only started off with all I had at first. That other drum came and was like, no, you gonna add me. Then I went and grabbed the keyboard. This ain't even the same key or anything. I just grabbed whatever I could find that made it feel like, the hell is going on? So once I had all of that put together, then I'm like, okay, where did you pull that from? I've no idea. I have no idea. And that's why I'm kind of excited. I was a little bit burdened at first with the fact that I was creating yet another Instagram account for yet another thing that I do. But being able to use this as a video diary of how I create my music, hopefully I'll be able to figure out what motivated that and just go with that. It just felt right. And a lot of music, a lot of people want to go and get the composition of it and whatnot, and the musical note influences and things of that sort, but a lot of it just has to do with feeling. And when you get in a vibe, when you get in a zone, you have to go with it wherever it leads you. So my let's see, what did TJ say? Are we talking about that utter scalping and shade that was made you something? Yes, we are. Because you had my jaw on the ground during the part with the pot. Yeah. Like I said, the video, it's not high budget video or anything. It's just people in the kitchen making baked goods, because who doesn't love a baked good, you know? And then you get little flashes of a bottle of blue stuff being poured into something. You're like, what the hell is that? And then later in the video, you find out what it is. Like, I had fun with it. Favorite part right there. Let's see. I agree. So the scratches in the voiceover selection. Let's go ahead and turn off the guitar. I just want to give you took the guitar off. Took one of my voice samples.
You can trust me.
Now, the irony of it, all I said was, you can trust me, but when you flip it backwards, it almost sounds like he ain't search me. And when you're talking about all the stuff that's going on with the border wall and whatnot, that wasn't intentional. That's just what it sounded like in my ear. And I'm like, oh, we keeping that. So let's go back.
You can trust me.
So I was feeling it. This is not the first time that I've used reverses. Y'all know I live for them. I love them. We're going to go back over to a song from my album, since we're talking about reverses. The last one that I did, we're going to talk about the way that we did stacking with vocals on that, because that will be turned in as a homework assignment eventually too. I think that'll be class number 5. So we're going to go over to the album Duo, and there is a song on there called Tempted, but there's an intro that was made called Temptress. Oh shit, LOL, I had to keep that. It wasn't until that lyric vocal that was really low that I realized that what was happening. Yeah. So, you all have heard Temptress. This is not new. That's that song, Can You Trust Me? You Can Trust Me. See, everyone heard something different, and I'm fine with that. I'm leaving it up to interpretation. The only thing that is a fact on there is me saying, you can trust me. So whatever your ears hears, I'm fine with that. This song is not new to y'all. You all have heard Temptress. Temptress was a slap. Temptress was the first video I did with me in it, just sitting in my bed, bopping to my own stuff. So that's not new. You've heard that before. I don't want you to be like, well, like, where did this come from? Like, haven't we heard it before? Yes, you have. She 5'2", she 5'2", she 5'2", she 5'2". Exactly. I'm having one of them Lloyd Polite moments. So this song is not new to you all. You've heard this before. I'm going to give you a portion of it as such because it's been a while since I heard it. And then we're going to talk about stacking with vocals on that. Yet again, another spicy 808. So this is without vocals. All right.
I'm about to mess things up.
Never mind, it is with vocals. Let's go with it. I'm about to mess things up. Take it with the vocals then. We'll talk about the rest in a moment.
I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you. I shouldn't make this call. I shouldn't make this call. We got better things to do. We got better things to do. I must be losing my mind. Shit.
This song don't have a big build up to no drop off. I just let it coast. I wasn't trying to show off too much more than what I had already done in the beginning. So, it's a lot going on, and it could have been a whole song, but I didn't want that for it. So, this song lives on that 808. So I'm going to take a few of the other things out so that you're able to hear me a little bit better. I'm knocking this camera left and right. All right.
I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you. I shouldn't make this call. I shouldn't make this call. We got better things to do. We got better things to do. I must be losing my mind. Shit.
Guys, thank you on that. That's actually a dubstep growl on that bass. That wow, y'all know how I am about my monsters. Love my little monsters. So, layering, stacking. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 stacks. I just got the vision of a spotlight flashing, and all you see is a smoky eye, a white tilted hat, netting, a deep and vibrant red lip, and piercing blue eyes. I better be with it then. So, the concept of the song, Tempted and Temptress, you're in this friend zone, this friendship, or maybe y'all in a sum if you use Korean slang, and you're coming to the realization that, like, I'm ready to risk it all to try to be with this person. They might not be feeling me like this. Okay, ladies, Skrillex with the monsters. I love my monsters. Oh my God. I did a Great Moments in Production and Delivery years ago on Skrillex, and I really want to go back and clean it up and bring it back, but that's neither here nor there. So, the concept is that you are, focused on this person. You just like, yeah, I've come to the point where I'm ready to risk it all. But in the process of that mental dialogue you're having, the first thing most of us think is, I'm about to mess things up. Like, I'm about to mess this up. Because if we don't last, if we don't work, it's the end of a friendship that I value. So I kick it off with, I'm about to mess things up. And I let the thought replay itself and go backwards. So the dialogue is, I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you. I shouldn't make this call, because the song that this is attached to, which is called Tempted, it starts with somebody on the phone leaving a message for the person. So I shouldn't make this call. I mean, you got better things to do. I must be losing my mind. Shit. That's it. That's the whole line. I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you. I shouldn't make this call. I mean, you got better things to do. I must be losing my mind. Shit. Taking that and pulling it apart into 4 unique stems or layers or loops to stack them, meaning putting one here with the other there and there to make it sound very full, was a process. I had to get it timed appropriately. So it was nothing coming up with the first line of stuff.
I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you.
It don't sound like much when it's like
I
this.
shouldn't make this call.
There's a lot of
We got better things to do.
space in there.
I must be losing my mind. Shit.
So there's a lot going on that's really easy. Now you go in and you start adding reverses and a lot of reverb, heavy reverb. Some things echo, whereas some reverb. Echo, think of it this way. Echo, go, go. It goes forward. Reverb is going to surround you. It's going to give you this ambient stance of just, am I in a stadium? Am I in a really good bathroom with a good acoustic? That's the mental aspect I want to give you to differentiate the two. They are not interchangeable. An echo is not reverb, although reverb can be used like an echo. Okay? So we're going to add one of the areas.
I shouldn't make this call. I shouldn't make this call.
So it's a crap load. That's an extreme stereo filter on it. So it sounds like it's coming through an old radio. I pulled the volume back on it and then I put echo on it. So shouldn't make this call. It works very well because I wanted it to seem as if you got your front thoughts here and then this is your conscience maybe in the back telling you like, don't do it. Like, please don't.
I shouldn't make this call. I shouldn't make this call.
It's going to come that way again.
We got better things to do. We got better things to do.
So, those are 2 of them. Now we're going to close out the forward progression and only pull in the reverses. So I'm about to mess things up. Man, I'm stuck on you. I shouldn't make this call.
I shouldn't make this call.
You got better things to do.
We got better things to do.
So having those reverses can just further personify the emotion that someone would feel if they were in this space. So that's what makes this work so much. It's not just the fact that it's got that nice, heavy bass going, or that it has a filter drive on the only other instrument you hear before my monsters kick in. It's the layering of all of that and giving you a mental concept of what's going on. Yes, this is exactly how it came across. Inner dialogue and questioning yourself. Yep.
I'm about to mess things up. Man,
And it sounds sick in headphones. I can't deny it.
I shouldn't make this call. I shouldn't make this call. We got better things to do. We got better things to do. I must be losing my mind. Shit.
All right. So now you learned about vocal stacking. Okay, going back to the song that is today's homework assignment that I'm turning in because there's people who were in here who didn't get to hear it. I guess we're just going to call the song In My Zone for the time being. Not going to give it to the scenes I'm envisioning. Whoo boy. Not going to give you the full song yet. I'm going to give you what is the part that was the assignment, which is layering your vocals, stacking your vocals in a way that best conveys layers of emotion. So I have, Lord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks right here. So here we go.
Honestly, I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. In this space, maybe you can find a way to stay with me in this moment that we have. Be real with me. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Imagine being uninspired, I'm tired, not lying. I'm trying to not downsize my inner fire. I wanna ignite tonight with what I have inside of me. Honestly,
Come on, Harmony. This is your
I'm
top
in a
liner.
zone where I hope it never goes away. In this space, and maybe you can find a way.
So it's its own little vibe with everything taken out. I had no idea until right now. But it's far better when everything is put back. So I'll give you all that, and then I'm going to hop off of here because it is Friday for me. And even though a lot of people are off today, I'm not. So that means I got to get my nap before I go to work. So here is my homework assignment for my master class with Timberland for class number 2. Class number 1 homework sucks, and you'll have to watch this video from the beginning once I go get off of here so you can hear that, because I refuse to play it again. All right. And yes, for those who are having an earworm before it drops, this is the sample from Usher Love in His Club. Here we go.
Honestly, I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. In this space, maybe you can find a way to stay with me in this moment that we have. Be real with me. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. Imagine being uninspired, I'm tired, not lying. I'm trying to not downsize my inner fire. I wanna ignite tonight with what I have inside of me. Honestly,
Thank you, Perry.
I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. In this space, and maybe you can honestly. I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away. In this space, maybe you can find a way to stay with me in this moment that we have. You and me, I'm in a zone where I hope it never goes away.
So there's nothing fancy about the song. It's the same pace the whole way through. There's a little bit of nuances that you can hear in headphones and whatnot. But this isn't for the purpose of displaying singing. It's for the purpose of creating a song that someone will be able to add on to and to be a top liner. To take the song, create a more full-bodied song, and send it off to an artist who will be able to do something with it. This is not anything new that you've all experienced. For me, it's just now, these days, more than ever, you do get to hear me put lyrics to song publicly. Usually they just kind of stay in my brain and I leave it at that. So it's nice to be able to go back and revisit some things and possibly see what can be improved upon for someone to possibly use, not lose, Lord have mercy. So that is, wow, my first live here on this new Instagram account. I will be saturating it with things, but I still am pulling all my old videos off of my previous YouTube channel onto the new one. And I'm still having an issue with that. Like, I don't want to take and re-upload some of my music from one channel to another, but I never had any of my songs that had like thousands of views, so it's not disrupting anything. It's just a pain in the butt. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs that have to go from one home to another. So it's a process, y'all. But that's all I wanted to share with you. I'm excited to have shared my homework. I hope you have a good Thursday evening. If you don't have plans this weekend, you should really check out K-Pop Social Night. Go to their Instagram or their Twitter or their Facebook page and find out how you can do the March Madness marathon of watching Kingdom with a whole bunch of other K-drama fans every single week this month of March. It's really, really lit. So sleep well and have a good day at work. Thank you. I see your vision and I'm learning a lot from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank y'all for popping in. I know it's weird for me to be on yet another account, but we getting there, y'all. We getting there. I will catch y'all on the flip side of the pancake. Everyone. Bye, 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 bye.